Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you, man, on a Thursday night in which the Los Angeles Lakers took a loss to the Denver Nuggets tonight, man. 109 to 102 in a game where they led by 12 points and in a game where it felt like they got off to a great start, leading 8-0. And literally from there, you can kind of just feel it literally slipping away almost from that point. And we're here now. We're here now. So they fall to 0-3 in the best of 7 series against the reigning champion Denver Nuggets in round 1 of the NBA playoffs, and the 7 seed versus the 2 seed. And this is why I did not want them in the first round. This is why I did not think this was a good matchup in the first round. This is why I felt we were playing with fire. And this is why I've said and will continue to say that they are just a better team than us. The Lakers are not as bad as a team as they played. They are capable of better than what they've shown. Coaching issues, front office issues, give or take some governor issues, player issues. And on the bright side, we may be we're pretty much going to be put out of our misery soon. We're going to be put out of our misery soon. And as I've said multiple times, this team, I've pretty much known this since December, that this team I've been telling y'all for months, I've got trust issues with this team. I've been telling you for months that I don't think anything was coming to save this team. I've been telling you guys for months that you can't just go through a season like these guys have had with the coaching issues, like I said, with the player issues, locker room issues, multiple issues. Even if you solve the player issues, you got the coaching issues. Even if you solve the coaching issues, you still have player issues. This team, almost from jump, just didn't click, didn't work. And it just be that way sometimes. Yo. I'm upset because I realize we're one loss away from no more Lakers basketball until September, October. I'm upset because it's another wasted year of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I'm upset because they should have gotten rid of Darvin Ham around mid-season when we knew the toxic point of it was boiling over, but I knew they were not going to. I'm upset because I don't even know what to expect going into the offseason. I just don't know. For the crowd that's hoping we lose or get swept so Darvin is gone, here we go, right? We'll see what that entails and if that's a possibility even. We will see, do they move on from him? Do they get another coach? Do they keep him? Are there wholesale changes? Obviously, we're going to have some time to talk about this after they lose their 4th game in a series, but that is right around the corner. This series is done, no matter what number it ends in. The Lakers may come out and talk all the talk about how all they got to do is win one game at all the cliches, get one game at a time, play one game at a time. All we can focus on the next game. It's never been done before. Why not us? We could be the first. No other team has come back from 3-0. Yeah, but Bron and AD, yeah. It's not happening, y'all. It's not happening. I told y'all that when they got home, when they came back, and being down 0-2 to Denver feels like you're down 0-3. Well, being down 0-3 to Denver felt like you just got swept. So that's exactly what it is. That's what it will be. And that's what we are dealing with. That's what we were looking at. So Cancun is coming. I've got the Cancun music ready. It's been ready. like I told you, man, this is why I said I can't in a million years understand how some people wanted them in the first round. I don't understand. No one wanted this team in the first round. I understand Bron and AD may have been fresh, but so was Denver, right? Gabe never had a chance to get right. Vando never made it back. I'd been telling y'all for months that I wasn't convinced Vando was coming back. When they made the announcement about, the evaluation, I did a video that same day. Told you guys this probably isn't good. This probably isn't a good announcement. That was on February 5th. Go ahead and check that video. I've been telling y'all, man. I've been getting called out for it. I've been called a fake fan. People start messing with you a little bit when you start telling the truth. And I'm gonna continue to do it. Right? This team, if we're being objective, if we're telling the truth, if we're our heart of hearts, our eyes have been telling us the truth about this team for months. Our hearts have tried to hide it because we love this team. We love this team. There's no doubt about it. But I got to tell you, man, D'Lo, it's convenient that he has a O in his name, right? Because that's what he had in the stat sheet tonight. 0 of 7 shooting, 0 of 6 from 3, and just an atrocious performance in a must-win game. Now, I know, shout out my guy Reg at the locker room, man. I know Reg is on a plane right now. Reg is on a plane. Shout out to Reg, safe travels, brother. But I'm sure that he's not even going to wait to get to a computer. He probably not even going to have a mic. It's probably going to be done from his phone. Oh, he coming for D'Lo. It's because you had a combined 8 for 24 for Reeves and D'Lo. And while Reeves did have 22 points, right? LeBron James 26 points, Anthony Davis 33. Anthony Davis is averaging about 32 points a game in this series. Davis shot 14 of 23. He did have 15 rebounds. It wasn't enough. LeBron James 26 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, 12 of 20, 1 of 6 from 3. Braun and AD, they gave, I feel like, everything they could. They just pretty much did everything they could to try to will this team to victory. But 5 points for Rui. I mentioned 22 for Austin. 0 for D'Lo. 4 for Vincent. 8 for Spence. 7 for Prince. Okay. This is what is crazy. And I said at halftime, what is scaring me is that the Lakers went into halftime with only 3 turnovers. Only finished with 7 for the game, which is outstanding on the turnover side. But they had like 4 straight that were horrible that turned the whole game around. But 7 overall for the game is considered like next level great. But they had that 4 in that one stretch. It just tore apart the game, right? So the halftime, Lakers only had 3 turnovers, which was outstanding. And Denver was only shooting 13% from 3. I'm like, that's scary because the Lakers were only up 4. Like that's terrifying, right? You had Joker, getting his 24, 9 of 13. He had 15 rebounds, 9 assists. Assists shy of a triple-double. Ended up with 4 fouls after getting 2 in the first 4 minutes. You had Michael Porter Jr. chipping with another 20 of 8 of 16. Jamari chipped in with 22 of 8 for 21. He struggled again. But Aaron Gordon, that's what killed us tonight. Aaron Gordon's 29 points, 12 of 18. He shot 67%, 15 rebounds. You gave up 29 and 15 to Aaron Gordon. Okay? That's going to spell disaster with a capital D. So that's pretty much it right there. Michael Porter Jr. was killing us in game 1 and 2, right? Aaron Gordon killed us today. Jamal Murray has struggled, and they're still 3-0. And y'all wanted this team in round 1. Make it make sense to me, right? So the difference is their others stepped up when ours didn't. Our stars, while they're putting up good numbers average-wise, they go through stretches where they absolutely disappear. And tonight was no exception. They absolutely disappeared again. And when you have guys disappearing, just becoming ghosts out there for stretches at a time, granted, you have to give credit to Denver's defense. You got to give credit to Denver's defense. You'd be the hater not to. Are the refs perfect? No, but I think pretty much balanced out. We didn't lose this game because of refs. It's Darvin's Darvin. We can talk to the to the end of the century about that. But our players, man, D'Lo with a fat 0 there. Gabe didn't offer much. There really wasn't much other solution out there. When you're going up against a flat out better team that knows just how to flat out dog walk you down the stretch and get you out of your comfort zone, make you struggle, make you feel the pressure, timely buckets, just timely bucket after timely bucket after timely bucket. And Passionate Believer, I see you, man. Thank you again for another super chat tonight. You've been super chatting all night, man. You got us earlier. Check out that show from earlier. It was great. Man, I'm on triple duty, man. I did about an hour and a half show before the game. I did the whole game over on playback, and now I'm back for post game, man. So shout out to my guy, Passionate Believer here. Truth is always worth it, Coach. Respect, truth. Hey, appreciate you, man. I'm gonna always give you guys that truth. It may not make everyone happy. I understand this is a frustrating time. I understand people are upset. I understand people are angry. I understand people hate Darvin Ham. I understand people are frustrated with D'Lo. I understand, but like I've always told you, man, I'm a Lakers fan. I'm a Los Angeles Lakers fan. That ain't never gonna change. Am I upset they lost? Hell yeah. Am I upset that their season is about to be over? Hell yeah. But at the end of the day, I embrace it all. The good, the bad, the ugly, and I'm here to cover it for you guys. And that just is what it is, right? So I'm upset because I felt like the Lakers are much more capable than being a 7 seed. They're much more capable of the performance they've done in this series. But at the end of the day, I'm not surprised. Like I told you when Jamal Murray hit that shot in game 2, you can check it out on playback. I wasn't surprised. I told him when you were up 20 in game 2, this is probably isn't going to last. I wasn't surprised. When the Lakers were up 10, I said, it started out 8-0. Guys, this is nothing. At halftime, I'm like, guys, this is scary. This is falling apart in the second half. Just felt it. And it's a terrible matchup for the Lakers. And I think what I'm most frustrated about or most scared of is I'm not convinced what type of changes are even coming. I'm not convinced Darvin is gone. He should be. I'm not convinced the Lakers aren't going to give LeBron like a 3-year deal. They shouldn't. I'm not convinced that the Lakers are going to make the necessary moves to get out of this funk because this Bron AD era is over. And if we're about to double down on it, at that point, I'm not even sure a coach matters in this era with the Bron and AD era because I'm not sure we're able to. I'm not sure that we're going to be able to do anything about it. But again, I understand everyone's upset. D'Lo's going to get deserved all the smoke coming his way. All I ask is that people be fans out there making death threats to family members and going all crazy. Let's keep it between the lines. Let's keep it basketball. The man had a bad game. He's had bad games before. He had a bad game 1. He had a bad Western Conference Finals last year. He's had a bad 2 or 3 games this series, right? Had a whole bad December. D'Lo gonna D'Lo, right? He's had great moments. He's had terrible moments. He's had more great moments than terrible moments. But the problem is those terrible moments always rear their ugly head at the terrible time. And that is in the playoffs. And D'Angelo Russell, I like the kid. Well, he's not a kid no more. I like the man. I think he's a very skilled basketball player. I think he's a hooper. But it's official. It's official. I've been back and forth on it. My guy Reg, again, shout out to Reg, locker room. He's the first person I ever heard be on Darvin in the first couple games of preseason last season. The first. My brother Mees too. Shout out to Mees. Mees was early. My guys over at Lakers Fast Break, they were early too. But Reg was first. I'm willing to stand on that. Reg was first. And I guess the thing was I never really had great expectations for Darvin because a rookie coach, you just get what you get with it. He never was the right man for the job. I knew that going in. No way he gets fired to get into the Western Conference Finals after turning things around last year. But he should have been let go at least by midseason. I knew they wouldn't. And so that's where we are. There really wasn't a trade out there that could have been made to salvage anything. There really wasn't anything that was going to save this season. I've told you guys that before. There was no magical move coming to save this team. There just wasn't. And that turned out to be true as well. So it's a frustrating time. I know everyone's upset. We got another super chat in the building. LA Ballin', I appreciate you, brother, with the $5 super chat, man. Appreciate you, Jeff. I'm very upset, but I'm glad we can vent here on your show, brother. Salute. No, you can always vent here, guys. That's what I'm saying. Like I said, my approach to these has always been more or less about taking the approach of just trying to break it down. I understand people are upset. I'm upset. I understand there's enough. There's enough of the Lakers getting destroyed on across the internet right now. I'm sure there's enough of Darvin Ham, D'Angelo Russell being destroyed across the internet right now. I don't need to join that crowd because it's already happening. Right? I'm here to break it down. And Darvin Ham just simply does not have the coaching talent, skill set, or mental capacity to go up against someone like Mike Malone and have any shot at even attempting to make that a fair fight. I knew that going in, so you really can't be disappointed when you know you're at a disadvantage already. You can be disappointed that the team didn't do anything about it. You can. You can be disappointed, that our stars disappeared in stretches. The video I did earlier, I said that Anthony Davis has to dominate for 4 quarters. He didn't. And Anthony Davis would have been averaging 40 points a game in this series if he went hard all 4 quarters. He's averaging 32. Those 8 points combined in the last 2 games, we win both these last 2 games. I don't know what the hell happened. And this is on Darvin. I don't know what the hell happened that took so long to get him in the second quarter. Darvin actually had to burn a timeout to get him in. That was too long. I said AD needs to play 10 minutes a quarter minimum. Fine if he sits for the first 2 minutes to catch a breather during the TV timeout, between the quarter break timeout, and then the first 2 minutes. It's plenty enough rest there for him in this type of game. Get him out of there, and then get him back in. That was on Darvin, absolutely, without a doubt, without a doubt. And we are where we are right now. We got another super chat in the building, man. Appreciate you again, passionate believer, man. Papa God is my daddy, him and only him, regardless. There you go. Like I said, man. Thank you again, passionate believer. Again, all night you've been dropping these super chats. I appreciate you. But we knew guys, y'all, in our heart of hearts, our eyes have been telling us what our hearts didn't want to believe since December. I've been telling y'all, right? I told you I've been catching heat. I've been getting sub-dissed, right? I've been getting cut out. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's all good though, because I'm me and I'm going to stand on mine, right? Because the truth is the truth. And we reached that point where that point in the season where we're like, okay, what's next? Because this is over. This is over, right? This run is over. But if we go out, we've gotten to the draft. We can't make any moves because we can't trade we have to wait till New Orleans decide on the pick. They're more than likely punting and going to the 25 pick, right? So the Lakers can't even move this pick along with the other picks till after the draft, till after a pick is made. So there's nothing coming until like 2 months from now. There could be talks, but there's nothing really coming. But this is a frustrating part of the year, man. It's definitely the most frustrating part of the year. And like I said, I've seen this coming, felt this one was coming, knew it was coming, and we're here now. So my question to y'all is, man, do you think they even get a game 4? Do you think the Lakers even get a game and it ends up being a gentleman's sweep, or do you think they go down 4-0? Let me know what y'all think, man. I think they go down 4-0. I don't think the Lakers want to travel to Denver again. I think they're like, forget this. They may put up somewhat of a good fight and then just get taken out from there. But this team never got things right this season. Never have, never will. Never fixed the Darvin issue. I'm going to say it because it needs to be said. They never fixed the Braun AD issue, because that's been one all season. It's been one all season. The role players and Braun issue. It's been all season. And that's why that if they do work out a deal to bring back Braun and all this stuff, most of the team has to go. Most of them have to go. Braun, in a perfect world, will take a pay cut and transition to the second or third tier guy on the team, so the Lakers can get someone else and use that other money to go get a quality head coach and maybe even a quality executive. Probably not going to happen. I don't see LeBron taking that pay cut, but I hope he does. I really, really hope he does. But let me know how you feel in the chat, man. I see y'all in here, man. I appreciate you. I'm going to do a little rundown here. Appreciate y'all. Let me rock here for a bit here. JS, see you, man. Joe Sandoval, what's up with you, man? I see you. What's up with you? Chris Rivera, Ham better not survive back-to-back sweeps. I hope he doesn't. I really don't. Just embarrassing and sad, man. I feel you, LA Ballin. Thank you again for your super chat. Talent, disparity. Need I say more? What's up, someone? Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Satro, salute to you. Yeah, wow. Absolutely. Wow. I'm done am so done with Ham. Hayes didn't even get 1 minute. Yeah, that's a bit wild there too, right? That's a bit wild. D-Dot, what's going on, my guy? Let it fly. There we go. There we go. For those who are in the building right now, if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and drop a like on the video, man, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. About 30% of the people who tune in nightly have yet to subscribe to the channel. So go ahead and drop a sub here, man, and drop a like. Only 34 likes on the video right now, so stop what you're doing and drop a like on the video. Goes a long way to help the show. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And please, 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 I'm trying to get to 100 on Playback, man, because we don't get monetized until we hit 100. We had a big boost from earlier show on YouTube. So head on over to playback.tv/EmpireJeffTV and join the room so I can get to 100, man. The link is in the description. Go ahead and join us over there, man, because like I said, I'm doing 3-hour games over there, not even monetized yet. So you don't even have to show up every night. Like I said, just it's free. Go over there. Join the room, get your boy to those 100 member so I can start earning over there on Playback. I'd greatly appreciate you. I'm going to mention it a few times throughout the show because it's important, man. I'm about to start grinding over there. Got a lot of plans and a lot of ideas for Playback. So playback.tv/EmpireJeffTV. Go ahead and join the room. I would greatly appreciate it. And once again, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate y'all, man. But who else we got in here? JSJ, if you got that link, could you post it a couple times in the chat? I appreciate it. I'm trying to grow out that Playback ASAP, man. Yeah, I expected it. Ain't gonna lie, JSJ. Should have gave up Reeves for Murray at the deadline. Too tall. I still don't even think that deal was happening. The Atlanta owner was not comfortable making a deal for Murray for less than 2 unprotected first-round picks. The Lakers did not have that. Even if they gave up, excuse me, I'm still battling this cough, guys. Even if they were to give up Reeves, I'm told that it still might not have been enough. The Atlanta owner was still looking to wait till the summer where they could get more from the Lakers or someone else, man. Jose Sandoval, unacceptable for D'Lo trade. Yeah, that very unacceptable for D'Lo. 100% agree. Fluffo said, D'Lo dropping a 0. I'm done. Blow this team up. Clean this organization. Starting top to bottom. Hey, you might be onto something there, right? Chris Rivera, what's going on? Season is over. Sad face. Yeah, man. Bro, the season felt like it's been over since December. They did this here. Absolutely felt like it was over on Thursday. Monday. And here we are, man. Sunday, what's good, man? Might as well fire him now. They should. They should have fired him earlier. They didn't. Here we are. Jose says, rebuild. Hit stick stepper. What's good, my brother? Jeff, triple salute, my fam. Time to blow up the season and start the rebuild. It's that. Yeah, man. We getting there, man. Everyone should be excited for game 4. It's going to be Ham's last game. That might be the funnest part about it. We're really going to get swept back to back. Yeah, man. Lee Ballin said, I'm pissed off, Jeff. Same result, a different year. Yeah, man. I'm with you. I hear you. Denver is more talented, Craig. You're absolutely right. They're more talented. They're better. They're better coached. They're both their stars or the proper age that you need to win a championship. A lot, you know. Happy Cancun Day. What's up? Can't start looking toward next year. D-Lou blew off his basically his pay, right? Yeah. Game 4 will also be LeBron's last game as a Laker. That I don't believe to be true. Ham trolling fans with the challenge. Sorry, I got to keep pausing here so I don't cough in your guys' ears here. Please, no more GOAT discussions, please. Oh, man, not happy with Bron. We are nothing but front runners. Maybe. We played good in the first half, and we started to play ish in the second half. Well, I saw it in the first quarter, man. I said it like on the playback. Like I said, I was like, oh, man. Like, I have a feeling where this is going, man. Which one was that? Let me see. I think we got another super chat down here. Give me 1 second. See, it popped up here. 1 second. Hey, appreciate you, handsome man. Appreciate you, man. Looking forward to your offseason Lakers coverage. Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you for that. And I'm telling you, I'm the CBA guy around this piece on YouTube, man. So the all season about to be my season, man. I'm about to run it. Plus, you got the Dodgers, man. It's about to be a really fun off season. Regardless, it's going to be tough. It's going to be sad that the Lakers are out. But I'm telling you, man, it's going to be like my man DJ always says, classes in session. I'm about to teach y'all the CBA. I'm about to tell you what trades are possible, not possible. I'm going to shut down all these narratives that the other channels are flowing out as possible trades that are not. And we will go from there, man, because that's what it is around here at Empire Jeff TV, man. We know the CBA, man. We know the rules of the game, man. We know what we're doing. So can't wait to get to that. But it sucks we have to get to this to get to that because it means the Lakers season is over. I also got I'm going to tease this a little bit, not an announcement yet. I'm going to tease a little something. I got a little something that's coming that I've been planning. I was planning to launch around the second round of the playoffs. So that's coming. a new segment to the show. So a little tease announcement, maybe this weekend. All right, maybe this weekend for the announcement. So be on the lookout for that. I think you guys are gonna like it. It's gonna be pretty fun. It's gonna be entertaining. It's gonna be informative. I'm gonna have people involved. Really think you guys are gonna enjoy this, and probably will make that announcement officially this weekend. But it's a new segment, and if you've been listening to the show for a while, I've kind of hinted at it before. It's coming now. So got some information coming y'all way soon. Hanson, appreciate you so much, man. Not only for the super chat here, but for pitching in and spending time the whole time over there with me and us over there on Playback. You are greatly appreciated, as was everyone who was over there and hung it out with us, man. Eduardo Diaz, salute to you, bro. I'm done, bro. I can't anymore. Swept 2 years in a row. It stings. It hurts. It's bothersome. It's annoying. All the above. Sorry, I didn't get the mute button in time there. All the above. And again, shout out to all the content creators. Shout out to Dan, the Laker fan. Shout out to Lakers Fast Break. Shout out to Lakers Nation. Shout out to everybody who covered this, and Dan's crew over there. Die Hard, KJ, everyone over there who wrote this out, man, and who will write out Game 4 as well. Shout out to them. Ever since me and Dan, when we started the season earlier on PSF, it's just been downhill ever since with the Lakers, man. This was a tough year to cover, like I said, but it was a great experience. I wouldn't trade it for the world, and got one more of them things at least, right? One more of them things at least. Let's see. D'Lo, Rui were both trash today. Yeah, they both might be out of here, man. Done with D'Lo and Reeves. So they're just interesting now because I'm sure we'll get plenty of conversations on this as we as the offseason hits in the near future here. But I am very curious to see what D'Lo does with his contract now. Does he opt in or does he opt out? So that's going to be very interesting here. So we're going to have to wait and see on that. Frank Contreras, salute, bro. So we tried again with no changes. Hopefully this offseason and liquor management finally does the changes we've been begging for. Hopefully, man. D-Dot says they obviously could have given OKC a run, but did you trust them beyond that? No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, D-Dot, I've been saying like all for months that I have trust issues with this team. So no, everyone wanted OKC, but there was no guarantee we were going to beat OKC, even if we got them. I just knew that Denver for sure was an L in the first round. I said we can't duck them, right? We can't duck them, but we don't ever duck nobody. You can't duck them. So you can't intentionally lose to the Pelicans, right, and not get Denver because that's just a horrible look. But to actively say, yeah, we want them, that never made sense to me. Like that just never said sense to me. LA LA says facts. Appreciate you, bro. Too Tall said the team was constructed bad and Ham is horrible. I tend to not disagree with you there. LA Ballin, you already know, bro. Everybody's shouting each other out here. Let's see. This is a good thing. Borash, you said because Ham is gone. Is that what you're saying? I'm not even mad though. I kind of expected it. What is sad is getting swept back to back. Yeah, and that's where I'm at. The reason I'm not like overboard upset or going crazy is I've basically been telling y'all this since December, right? Like if you go back and watch my videos or you go back and watch my shorts, I've been saying this. I told you what trades weren't going to happen when everyone was sold they were sold that they were. I pretty much have been telling you what this team is. I pretty much has been telling you. And again, I'm going to continue to say this, man. This team has so much bigger issues than Darvin. Like Darvin is an issue. It's a problem. But there are so many bigger issues in this. Taking Darvin off this team does not solve all of our problems. They need to remove him from the team, and they need to remove other things that are causing these issues immediately. Because if not, we're just going to be doing this every year. So it just is what it is. No effort. KCP went for the rebounds harder than anyone. Yep, that's a fact. Let's see. D-Dot says facts on facts on facts. Facts on facts on facts. Absolutely. We in-season tournament champs, baby. We are. Let's still celebrate that. I'm just messing with y'all. Like, oh man, you know what, man? I ain't gonna lie, man. I really did enjoy that though. At the time, I've told this story multiple times. Anytime you could be with your boys and be around a TV and a couple of bottles there and hanging out and feeling like it's playoffs in December, I did enjoy it. I can't lie. I had no idea that the entire structure was going to fall after that, right? It feels like as soon as that in-season tournament ended, we go into Dallas and the whole Laker world and the whole season fell apart that night in Dallas. So thank you, Dallas. Thank you, We Talk Mavs. So it feels like it all fell apart after that, man. It all went downhill from there. Dude, I don't even know why. Fans were chanting Fire Ham. I bet. Embarrassing. What's up, Rodell? Yeah, definitely. I hear you, man. Kevin, what's going on, man? Tired of this ish. I hate Denver, but got to give them credit. You always got to give credit when credit is due. It's one thing to dislike a team. It's one thing to have a rivalry. It's one thing to talk trash. That's all in the game. But you got to give credit when credit is due. You got to give respect when respect is due. People don't like Mike Malone. People don't like the trash he talks. But if you don't like someone talking trash, you have to beat them. You have to beat them. Lakers cannot. They've lost 11 straight, 7 straight playoff games. That sounds insane to say out loud. It does. It sounds insane to say out loud. Yeah, Rodell. It feels like he should be more than that, considering he had 0 points, right? Ham is a scam. Oh, man. Well, hopefully we're done with him, man. Hopefully we're done. D'Lo left the court. Yeah, he's... It's a wrap. What kind of Cancun music? You'll see. So Cancun music, basically, I got the same song and the same intro to my videos here when I go live. So when the team gets blown out the playoffs, I got the Cancun music, and we knocked that as the intro. That's all it is. But it's coming. It's coming. Cancun season has arrived. It's coming. It's around the corner. We knew it was coming. We're up to 97 on playback, y'all. 3 more. 3 more. Come on. Do your boy a favor. My goal is to get to 100 tonight. I really want to get there tonight. PlayBack.TV/EmpireJeffTV. Okay? Head on over there. Become a member to the room. It is free. We get to watch the games over there with me for free. The first 20 people get a free VIP pass to watch what I'm watching and watch me break down the game of basketball, whichever game I'm watching. I also got other things coming on Playback. There's going to be a lot of things going on over there. So head on over to playback.tv/EmpireJeffTV. The link is also in the description. Become a member to the room. Let's help get your boy to 100 members tonight. If you do become a member, let me know in the chat. I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, the link is in the chat. Also, drop a like on this YouTube video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Man, sorry, guys. This cough, man, is driving me nuts. Let's see. Kane says, I'm done with this franchise. I'm definitely not done with the franchise. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated. But definitely not done. Never be done. This is my team. I love my team. I love the Los Angeles Lakers. Even though Los Angeles Lakers don't love me back. Even though this team drives me nuts. Like I said, if I could rock with the Dodgers for as long as they did without winning anything, you know what I mean? I'm a diehard Laker fan, man. I'm a diehard Dodger fan. Good, bad, the ugly. I've seen it all before. Seen it all before, man. I've seen before Kobe. I've seen after Kobe. I've seen during Kobe. And like I said, I've seen post-Magic. I didn't get to see Magic. Post-Magic, pre-Kobe Shaq, post-Shaq, during Kobe, post-Kobe, pre-Bron, now end of Bron, and then post-Bron. I'll be here through it all because that's what I do. I told you we need Bill Laimbeer as coach. He still wants Bill Laimbeer. Jovan tweeted, what did he, that D'Lo left the court? Is that what you're saying? They are not intimidated with LeBron already. Craving Minions TV. What's going on, man? Yeah, you're right about that. Fo says, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the front office keeps hiring amateur head coaches. Ever since they didn't hire Ty Lue, I knew the person hiring head coaches was respectfully. Yeah. They fumbled that. They definitely fumbled that. But at that point, they were only trying to hire guys on 2-year deals, which I don't understand why. I don't know the head coach out there. They're gonna have to overpay to get one. Or buy one out of something. It might be the only thing that can be done here, man. Might be the only thing that can be done. And there's no one really out there currently. I know the Mark Jackson thing is a hot topic right now. I saw a couple of people message me that earlier. People keep asking me, man. I guess I'm gonna have to do a video on this. I really didn't want to do it. Really didn't want to do it. But I've got to do the research for everybody. You know what I mean? So I'm going to remind everybody why, 1, it shouldn't happen, and 2, why it won't happen. I got y'all though. I got y'all. I do my homework. I got it already. People keep asking. Really don't want to do it. It's not my kind of topic that I cover. I'm getting enough people asking for it. Because me and them narratives, baby. Me and them narratives. Them narratives though. I'd be a slayer of false narratives. So here we go with it, man. Rodell says, wouldn't Vado know better than Kendrick Nunn? Yeah, man, I kept trying to tell you, man, the odds of Vando coming back and making an impact might have been slim. As a lifetime Laker fan, I will boycott this team if Ham is back next year. I demand better as a fan. I hear you on that. I don't understand why they would even consider doing it, bringing him back. I don't understand. I didn't understand why they kept him to midway this year. I knew they would. Okay, cool. They didn't want to spend 2.5 years towards a coach that wasn't here. I get it. To a point. But I've always taken the stance of I knew they weren't going to do it. So I wasn't rooting against him because I knew he was staying. And I'm not as obsessed with blaming Ham for everything as a lot of people are. Because like I said multiple times, there are multiple issues with this team other than Ham, but he is definitely one of them. And the fact that they just not only didn't do anything about it, but continue to double down on him in behind the scenes. And I heard some crazy stuff yesterday. He's got a lot of loyalty in that Laker organization, man. A lot of loyalty. And a lot of people like him as a person. A lot of people want to see him succeed. I'm not talking about players. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Laker organization. And so I'm not convinced that he's gone. He should be. I'm not saying I want him to stay. Obviously not. But I'm not convinced that he's gone. And that scares me. Joe, what's up, Joe? Need a new D'Lo shirt made. Maybe like Oscar the Grouch dunking him in the trash can or something like that. The front office is awful. We should make moves at the deadline. They overhyped the Rui, D'Lo, Reeves, all them guys. Kane. There really wasn't a deal to be made, but I feel you on the rest. D'Lo went to Mars. D'Lo went somewhere, man. Kane says D'Lo sucks. D'Lo gravy in his veins. Oh, man. Nico, what's going on, man? We lost this series in game 2. I told everyone, and that Ham lost his team a long ago. Yeah, this game, Nico, the series was over the second they got Denver, bro. The second we got Denver, this series was over. You ain't going to beat the champion in the first round with the team that we had and the way they were playing. This was a disaster from the jump. Bad matchup. They own us. This was a horrible matchup from round 1. I truly was surprised at how many people wanted this in round 1. I get it. People got pride, right? But it is not it was not ideal. Just wasn't ideal. Yeah, man. I understand why fans are upset. We knew if we didn't execute, we were getting swept. Yeah, Vern, I'm with you. That's why I'm not really upset. I'm upset that the season's coming to an end. I'm upset that we didn't reach our potential. I'm upset that this team ended up what it was. But the second we got Denver, I've been saying it. We got him. F it. We got to play him, right? We got to play him. We can't duck him. But the second we got him, I was like, this is not ideal. I didn't have us getting swept. I figured Denver may take us out in 6. Did not figure we'd get swept. And we still might not, but I think we do. But it was unrealistic to think that we were better than them. We would have to have outplayed them in every game, get lucky. Just wasn't in the cards, man. They own us. They absolutely own us. And D'Lo said in Discord, believe in us, we will win yesterday. And I mean, he's saying what he's got to say, right? Hey, what's going on, Daniel Barry? What's going on, man? I knew we were going to get swept. D-Dot says, keeping up his no-show playoff tradition going while walking out. Lakers need to break up and rebuild. Got to see what they do here. Ham cannot coach. Let's see. D'Lo straight garbage. Vern says, Rui, Reeves, and D'Lo been bad. You can't win that way. Yeah. Lakers need to move on from LeBron and flip Davis for picks. Hey, Kevin, you know what? I believe that era is over. I felt that way for a while. It's just ran its course. And whatever, no matter what side, no matter what side of the fence you're on, whether you're a Braun guy, a Braun hater, or whatever it is, man, whatever side of the fence you're on, it doesn't really matter because the other side of the fence is still a problem, So this was inevitable, since about. I picked up on it in December. Maybe I was even late. It realistically probably was in November. right? Even though I was earlier than most, I was still late to the party, y'all. I was still late to the party. So, no, it is what it is then. Speaking of late to the party, man, 45 likes on the video. Please drop a like on the video, man. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And gonna remind y'all again, man, that pull up to our playback channel, man. Playback.tv/EmpireJeffTV. Become a member over there. Reaching finally closing in on 100 over there, which is the monetization limit over there to get monetized. We're at 97. I need 3 more. So I'd appreciate it. The link is in the description. It's free. Get to watch games for me with me over there as I break it down live. Playback.tv/EmpireJeffTV. Go ahead and become a member over there. It is free. Once again, appreciate y'all. For those who did earlier today, you are greatly appreciated. Someone says we're going to see the most belligerent version of the locker room. I said that Reg is going to touch down when it's playing. There going to be no microphone involved, no computer. He's just going to go ballistic from the phone. I'm telling y'all this right now. I'm looking forward to it. 2 sweeps in a row and the coach ain't fired. Yeah, he's got to be. You can't rely on a 39-year-old like this. No, you're right, Vern. I agree with that. But the 39-year-old can't demand $50 million either, bro. Nobody can reach double-digit rebounds, but AD, no win for him, and his pretty good season goes to waste. Yep, absolutely. Great season. Yeah, I don't think he's going to take a pay cut, Hanson. What up, Empire Jeff? Jeff D'Lo has to go. Don't ever want to see him in a Laker uniform. Yeah, Juan, that might have been it, Juan. Ham didn't play. Haley didn't. You guys need to change the culture. There is no accountability, Jeff. I'm with you on that. And good luck to you guys, man. Good luck to you. Wish you guys the best with your OKC over there. I'm rooting for them. I may be able to catch them playoffs games if they go to the next round. You know what I mean? I may be able to catch it up there. I'm going to try to get out and cover the OKC Dodgers. I might be able to sneak in a playoff game over there, man. Need to make Genie sell the Lakers. That's not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen. Aaron Gordon just got dunks all night. Yeah, he's just killing us all night. Game 4 will be LeBron's last game as a Laker. You heard it here first. I don't think that's going to happen. Our 39-year-old superstar can keep up with 3rd and 4th options, D-Dot says. Primo 1973. What's up, Primo? D'Lo's an effing bum. Has to go. He's not happy with D'Lo. They ran the same play 4 times for Aaron Gordon. They did. Wouldn't be surprised if LeBron's last game and don't care if he leaves. I'd be surprised if it's his last game. Snow Wolf says, who's your daddy? 11 in a row. Snow Wolf, they got us, man. They got us, man. I got no pushback on that. If I wanted to shut them up, my team's got to beat your team. And until they do, I really got nothing I can push back on that. But congrats to you guys. Best of luck to you guys the rest of the way, man. Rui's been great. Pay that, man. It's still 17-1. Miss me with that BS. Oh man, I mean, yeah, I hear you on that. And I do take absolute pride in that. That's a fact. But they absolutely own us this season for sure, and last season, and that's going to continue, man. It's gonna. What's going on, Sweet TV? Lakers front office, Lakers coaching staff, Lakers players made a mockery of their fan base tonight. Yeah, everybody. And you know what, Swizz? That's what I've been saying all season, and I keep catching heat for it because I refuse to just blame Darvin Ham. It's everything. It's a dumpster fire. The whole thing is a damn mess. The whole thing. Starting at the top, then to the coaching, then to the players. The whole thing. To me, it's obvious. Absolutely obvious. But you know, I mean, the players have had a disastrous season. They've had some decent stats this season. Leadership's been terrible. Bunch of problems. Eldrin says, hey, Jeff, the fact that the Lakers refuse to trade D'Lo or Reeves, I know it's going to be ugly when we play Denver again. Well, it's not that they refused to, Eldrin. There just really wasn't any deals out there. You know, that would have required them giving up a pick just to, you know, to move those guys and end up in the same place. So why give up those picks just to end in the same place and have one less pick to use in the summer, man? I blame Lakers front office. That's fair. So Joker says RR. Who wants to fight? Ain't no one fighting over here, man. The Lakers should have put up more fight. Not everyone else. I definitely hate Darvin Ham. A lot of people do. Your mom loves me. It's over, man. Yeah, it's been over, man. It's been over. Agent says the problem is the coach don't know how to use the talent in his team. It's definitely part of the problem. Definitely. No way around that. But players are definitely a problem too. Thank you, Tamika. Appreciate you for all your continued support. I'm not upset with them losing. I'm upset they quit. Yeah, that I'm with you on. Joker ripped the Lakers' hearts out. Murray ripped their hearts out in game 2, man. That's really who ripped it out. Miami got one game-ish. We can't even get a half game. Nah, I'm with you, man. Lack of effort. Yep. I want to change this offseason. It has to start in the front office. I agree. The Lakers need a new face of their team, a new face of their franchise. They have to have that. Until they get that, I'll talk about the basketball operations face, like the guy who sets the accountability, who like that. That's what they need, man. They absolutely need that. When the Lakers lost game 2, it was over. They folded over. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, man. Chris, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in, man. He said flop. Darvin Scam, purple and gold. What's up, bro? Darvin Scam finally used his challenge when the game really doesn't matter. Good job, Darvin being Darvin, man. Genie likes hands, so he may not be gone, and that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. I've heard from multiple people that they really do like him. Now, this business though. Yeah, I've liked people I've had to move on from in business, and I've worked with people I've in business that I've disliked because it's business. It's hard. It's hard letting go of people you truly care about in business, but you have to. You have to for the betterment of you and that person, and everyone around. It just is what it is. And no matter how much Jeannie, likes Darvin or Rob or Ram or whatever's going on over there, right? You got to do what's best for the team. You got to. And it's tough. It's definitely tough, man. Hey, Lamont, I see you in the chat, brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. If you want to pull up for a few before I get out of here and give you a take or breakdown on it, let me know. You're always welcome, bro. So what's LaFlop gonna blame now? The water boy? Okay. LeBron, like, I mean, again, I'm not blaming this all on LeBron, man. I would blow it up, trade AD, and let LeBron be a free agent. Well, it's not up to the Lakers to let LeBron be a free agent. It's not up to the Lakers. He has an opt-out clause, so he'd have to choose to be a free agent. Yeah, Vegas, I think it's run its course. I think it's run its course. D'Lo not made for LA. Not in the playoffs, no. Like I said, D'Lo has the skill, man. He truly does. But yeah, he has the skill, man. It just sucks that it's not showing up. I'm not saying I'm shocked. Never said I was shocked. I thought they'd get a game or so. So I'm definitely not shocked. I was more shocked that people preferred Denver in round 1 than I am about the Lakers getting swept. D'Lo from hero to zero. The Lakers played lazy all year and it came back to bite them. Man, it's all right. I got you, Lamont. Lamont, I'm gonna shoot that to you on a DM, all right? On Twitter. So give me 1 second. Let me know if that's cool. I'm gonna shoot it to you. That way it just goes to you directly. Here, give me 1 second. All right. I sent it. Let me know if that's cool. He said, preach. Appreciate you. Let me try to catch up to these comments real quick because I know y'all were patient. We did go out bad. Tony said, what do you do with Braun next season? I got to wait to see what his opt situation is, what he does. We have to wait and see on that. Yeah. I mean, D'Lo shot great all year. Shot a career high. Yeah, I said that on playback. You heard me say that on playback, right? Yep. 1, 2, 3, Cancun. I say we need a complete reboot, flush everyone out, and let's start fresh. They might have to, man. They might have to. The Lakers fan base, front office coaches have made a mockery of their fan base. LeBron and AD gave the front office the middle finger this game. They had no intention of winning this game. Well, no intention. I don't know. Yeah, Braun. Hey, Satcho, you're welcome, man. Thank you guys, man. Yeah, I get it with Reeves, man. Reeves has had a tough, but the whole thing overseas, man, made it pretty difficult, man. Indeed. All right, so let me get Lamont up in here, man. Let me get this off the board here. 1 second. Let me get my guy Lamont up in here. What's going on, sir? Not sure if you're there. I can't hear you, Lamont. Hold up. Is that on my side? No, I don't see. I don't even see his avatar lighting up there. So let's see. Give Lamont a second here. You work through a couple of these comments so I can hear Lamont here. Okay, I think he's coming on the other side here. Let me move him out of this one. Kick him out of that. Bring him over here. What's going on, Lamont?
What up, man?
There we go. What's going on? How you doing, brother? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you making the time, man.
Man, oh man. Hey.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know when people are gonna just start being honest about what they seeing. You know, when I hear these fans sitting here coming in talking about trade D'Lo and Rui and blaming Darvin Ham, that's not what I saw. And it's like when you are in sports, and you, I'm sure you can recognize this because you deal with a lot in sports. You can tell when something ain't right with the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And I said this back on Red's channel a minute ago. I said, if something ain't right with that locker room, something's broken in that locker room. This team is too inconsistent. They don't play for each other on the defensive end. Right? It only looks like they having fun when they have the lead, but when things go bad, they don't know how to sustain and rally the troops and make a comeback. You know, when I see this, somewhere the leadership is broken in that dynamic. And to me, that's a surprising thing on a LeBron James led team. And so when I see that on a LeBron James led team, when we know how good of a leader he is, then that means the brokenness of this team has to start and end with LeBron. Because and so when I see D'Lo, it seems like to me when D'Lo has a good game, he's like putting his nose up to LeBron and I'm saying, hey, look, I can do it. I can score.
Yeah.
I told you. It's not like, okay, we believe in you, go do your thing. It's just like he has to go make shots to just prove to everybody, hey, y'all, I told y'all I can do it. This broken, man. It's a broken mentality, man. And they're turning a lot of decent players into broken players. It's sad. Today they just gave up. Once Denver took the lead, it just looked like they gave up. Brian went immediately back to just going to the feed the ball to AD, not passing to nobody else. And somebody in the chat was talking about they running plays for Aaron Gordon. No, they weren't. That's not running plays for Aaron Gordon.
Not a play. That wasn't a play. No.
You know what it is? Because my buddy called me during the middle of the game, and we actually talked about this the other day. LeBron's weak side defense, right? Really being attentive to man and ball, guarding Aaron Gordon is horrible. Yeah. He's allowing what he's doing is he's the help side rotation guy. He's not rotating over. He's just playing in between. So he's stuck in no man's land. So he's not putting any pressure on the ball, but he's not taking away Aaron Gordon. And Jokic is just killing them, dumping it behind. These are not plays. This is just him dumping the ball to Aaron Gordon at the rim, and he just dunks the basketball. This is not a play. And it's hard to watch because nobody will call it out. Nobody will say anything because his name is LeBron James. They won't care. But it's one of the reasons why they cannot maintain any lead because the help guy can't go help LeBron unless he goes to help. So you got D'Lo, it's hard for him to go help when Bron is just standing there. And I don't get this team. I don't get this dynamic. But the problems that I see has nothing to do with no Darvin Ham. There's nothing that Darvin Ham could have went into a huddle and fixed. There's no play call. There's no play for effort and energy and doing your assignment correctly. There's no play call for not moving the ball and going to this stagnant style we saw in the second half where you're just dumping it to AD. There's no play call for guys not making the extra pass to an open guy like AD should have did when he was getting quadruple teamed in the second half and he's not kicking it out. They don't trust each other. I don't get it, but it's some of the worst basketball I've seen. I'm disappointed because I picked the Lakers to win this series if they played their best basketball. And the unfortunate reality of it is this is going to cost. Darvin Ham hasn't done a great job, but he's going to lose his job because of it.
Yeah.
He may not ever coach again because of this. And I think it's a whole bunch of people just trying. They want to blame somebody. They don't know how to break down the game correctly.
Been saying that.
So they just say Darvin Ham. So they just say D'Lo because D'Lo's points or Rui's points or Reeves' points.
Yeah.
That's not it. That's not the problem, man. It's bad. Bad in LA.
Yeah, and that's kind of in line with a lot of things I've said. I've caught a lot of heat for that, as I'm sure you have too. And I've said same thing. There's something broken there. And it's funny, Lamont. When you said about that situation about the defense and LeBron doing that, and the players knowing that the help side is not there, and they don't, and the AD has to cover up for all that. Would that, to you, sound like we don't know what we're doing out there half the time?
No. So they know what to do.
No. I think you missed my point of what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
So that quote that AD had the other day wasn't directed at Darvin Ham.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm kind of getting at. The problem here is AD having to sacrifice his offense for stretches of the game because he has to step up his defense. And everyone is going to sit back and say it's because they don't have the second big, which is a problem. But that same problem that you just alluded to is probably the main problem and the cause of why Anthony Davis truly can't be as dominant as he should be. And that's my point. And you're right. It's hard to talk about because a lot of people don't want to accept that. But it just is what it is.
Well, it's like this. If AD turns around and he sees that help guy is Taurean Prince or D'Lo or Reeves, and they make a mistake, he can get on those guys. When you consistently turn it around and the guy that's making the majority of the mistakes on the weak side, getting you barbecued is LeBron James, who's going to be that guy in that locker room that's going to hold him accountable for that? Because he's been doing this all year. I've done film study videos. I've probably done about 10 film study videos on the Lakers. This has been a problem all year. It's not like it just started happening. And people have been even calling me a LeBron James hater because I've been calling it out.
Yeah.
And if he's been doing it all year and nobody's called him out, he hasn't fixed it. I think that's where when people say that, because AD said something real questionable before in the media, and I thought about it and I said, that don't sound like it's for Darvin Ham. I said, that kind of sounds like it's for LeBron. But people keep misconstruing his comments, keep saying, oh, he's talking about Darvin Ham. But I don't think that's the case. So you might be on to something there, because I've been alluding to that as well. I've said a while ago, I think there's a rift there between those two that just doesn't get spoken on much. But we never know until the season is over.
Yeah, I think for the most part, I think they're okay personally. I think they have disagreements on how they should be playing on the floor. So because AD is kind of anti-confrontational and LeBron is passive aggressive, right? So it's like I think AD, for the things that you spoke up about about the defense portion, and I think that AD gets a little frustrated when the clock gets dribbled down to 5-6 seconds before a play starts to get initiated. And again, I'm not, this isn't a bash LeBron thing. What I'm saying is I think AD has frustrations, and you hit it on the head, because it's harder for him to go and step to someone like LeBron like that. If it was someone like a Donovan Mitchell, a Trae Young, even a Damian Lillard, right? It'd be a lot easier approach to step to someone like that, right? Step into LeBron James like that. That's a whole different thing, especially when you know that at this point in your career and at this point with this Laker team, Anthony Davis, while he may not be a number one guy in a lot of people's eyes, at this point, the team should be his, right? So at that point, one, you can't step to LeBron, and two, it's almost hard for you to even go and step to the front office with it, because even if LeBron is the third best player talent-wise or skill-wise because of his age, I'm not saying he is with this team. I'm saying even if it came to that, he's still their biggest cash cow. So they're going to protect their investment. So another thing I'm going to touch on here, because I know this to be true. The reason I hinted at that about AD saying sometimes we don't know what we're doing out there, offense and defensively, that's when the ball stops moving, and that's when help defense starts coming. And the other thing that happened today is how they said that the report of the Lakers front office was a little upset with AD because of what he said. And it wasn't because it was about Darvin Ham. The Lakers were upset because they knew who that was about. And that's why the Lakers front office was upset, because they've been told to keep this internal.
I agree.
And so that's why the Lakers front office got upset, and that's why Ham got out there and got in front of it today. Look, is Darvin perfect? Hell no. Does Darvin have issues? Hell yes. He's a second-year head coach, right? At the end of the day, they probably shouldn't have hired him to begin with, because what comes with this job, it's hard enough to give a rookie head coach in the NBA. Then you're the Lakers head coach, plus you've got Braun. So no matter what, he was going to be a fall guy, because, like you said, people's pride, there has to be a reason. It can't just be this team is better than us. It can't just be we got beat. It can't just be we quit. There has to be a reason, right?
Yeah.
People have to have to point their finger. This is why. If it wasn't for Ham. So what I told everyone, because I know we had this talk before, I think it was on DJ's platform. Shout out to DJ Lakers in 5. I remember we talked about this, and I was like, Lamont, I don't want them in the first round. I'm not going to duck them, but it's a bad matchup for us. I remember we talked about that. And I said it then, and I'm going to say it again now because it's going to happen. People were like, nah, it was the right matchup, but we lost because of Ham, is what it's going to be. And it's like, it's 11 straight losses, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I don't care who's on the bench, Lamont. I don't care if it's an interim head coach. Like I said, you have LeBron, you have AD, you got D'Lo, you got Reeves, you got players on there that should have at least got you 2 games in this series, at least bare minimum. And you couldn't even scratch the surface on that, more than likely. And that's my problem, right? And I've said, and I truly believe this, that I feel that LeBron's leadership I felt that was all-time high leadership, some of the best I've ever seen in my life. I felt it's only gone backwards since 2020.
Yep.
And this year may be his worst year at leadership. Now I'm gonna get your take on that. Let me just get the super chat real quick. Passionate Believer, thank you again one more time, man. You've been super chatting all night, bro. This kind of truth is why we are here. Great take. I appreciate you, man. But that's Lamont, man. Lamont knows this game inside and out. For those that don't know, man, he coaches at a club level. He's played a ton of basketball in his life. He coaches it. He breaks it down. Great at breaking down film. Hosts debates. For those who live under a rock, I'm sure that don't, what FYF Sports Debate is. Knows basketball. He's forgotten more basketball than most people know, right? So it's like when you hear, that's why I always talk about coaches and people who have been inside these situations, and people that have had to deal with team dynamics and have to deal with politics and have to deal with all kinds of things that come with it, right? A kid that's potentially trying to get into college, and there's someone there to watch him, and you got to worry about getting a win in the rest of this team, and that guy's worrying about himself and his family. Like all these different dynamics that go into it, Lamont knows, right? So when we talk about these things, it's not just speculation. We're not going off reports. We're not going off something on Twitter. We're not going off what's a report that the reporter is hinting at. Like, we can see the inside of the game a little bit differently. So when guys like Lamont talk, it's important to listen, because he has insight that the average person, not just on the internet, but in general, don't have. So when he talks, it's important to listen. So I wanted to get your take on damn, what is the question I asked before the super chat? What did I ask?
Was it on Darvin Ham? I think I can't remember.
Okay, yeah. So my thing is that there was a point in that game where the Lakers. I said at halftime, Lamont, I was like, you know what, the Lakers only have 3 turnovers at the half, which is like next level great, right? Denver's only shooting 13% from 3, and we're only at 4. Like that's scary as hell, right?
Yep.
Because there's no way those numbers are holding up. And then they still only finished with 7 turnovers, Lamont, which is still great. But they had those like 4 in a row, right?
Yeah.
It was Braun and AD, and the wheels fell off. So my thing is, like, I don't know how you blame that on Ham, because that was during the starting lineup was out there. So that's what I've always had. I've had a lot of people come at me all season because I've kind of taken that approach. But it's just the truth. Like Darvin Ham is not perfect. And like I said, I don't know what happens next. He's probably going to lose his job, but there's a lot of people in that Lake organization that really truly like him. I can tell you this. I can tell you this for a fact. There are plenty of people around the league who feel that this isn't on Darvin, that they're kind of like the Russ thing. There's a lot of people around the league that are blaming the Lakers for Darvin Ham. I'm not saying this is true. I'm just saying this is a lot of what's being said by a lot of people that cover the league. And there's people telling me right now, if Darvin gets let go, Milwaukee will take him back in a second. Like Giannis would
he'll
want
be
him
an
there.
assistant. He'll be hired as an assistant the day he gets fired.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, right? So he may not ever get a head coaching job in this league again. But what I'm saying is the having to blame someone and all that stuff, I get all that. But you know, the D-Los and all these guys being taken out of their roles and all kind of stuff, this forces guys in the bad situations. And then when in money time, you don't got them, you don't got them anymore.
Well, check, this is what something, the craziest thing is, like, people have all this stuff they say about Darvin Ham. He don't know how to coach. He don't know offense. He's come up with schemes in this league that even the Golden State Warriors copy. One of the Golden State Warriors' most effective plays, called the Hammer, is named after Darvin Ham, because he's the one that created it for the hammer screen. Like, he's come up with some innovative things that a lot of teams now today still mimic. He's a head coach for a reason. So, like, when people start talking about Darvin Ham don't know what he's doing, he don't know how to coach, I don't know. Like, I think people don't know what a coach is. It's not a coach's job. It's not a coach's job to make you go play with effort. It's not a coach's job. Some of the problems with this Laker team have nothing to do with the game plan. And so he's going to get the axe, which I get it. You're going to need a change in leadership. Something's not right. So the coach always has to go. So I get him getting fired. So, you know, but not because he's just completely a bird brain out there.
No, the situation is just so toxic. That's why I said it's got to go, because the people are so obsessed with hating him that it's just too toxic. That's been my thing. Is that's why he has to go. It's just because I can't go through another season of this, man. I've covered.
Yeah.
It's just so toxic, and it's just like I said, it's people who, a lot of people don't know the inside outs of games, and most fans shouldn't necessarily, right, to the level of what you do on a daily basis, right? So it's I've discussed this like numerous times, but the stuff with Ham, he still has respect around the league. But like I said, it's the head coach, probably not, assistant probably. And I do know you about the Hammer. Like I've heard that before. And there's been multiple things that he has done. I also think that people don't understand truly what the 5-out is. People think that the 5-out is just an offense where you just get out there and shoot, and it's not. So I don't know if you want to kind of break that down a little bit about the driving lanes and the things that it can run. I mean, Denver runs the 5-out, but they include motion, but they run the 5-out is the base of their offense.
Yeah.
So everyone hates the 5-out, but Denver won a championship with it, right? So it's like, maybe you kind of explain to people, because people are under the assumption that the 5-out is only there because the analytics and the Steph Curry era is what the 5-out is. And I've tried to explain on numerous occasions how, one, it's not the case, and two, they really don't know what that offense is. But maybe you could kind of help me out here, because they're not listening to me.
So here's so 5-out is just what I call a system, right? That you can do millions of different things with. 5-out is basically saying, when you say 5-out, like, you can't just walk into a gym as a coach and say, hey, everybody, we're running 5-out. The players are just going to look at you crazy. Okay, we know how to get 5-out, but what are we doing with our 5-out? Are we going to be running UCLA screens? Are we going to be running flex cuts? Are we going to run a Princeton style 5-out? So 5-out is just a system that allows you to space everything out, and then you can run your stuff out of 5-out. So for me, I didn't run a lot of 5-out. I always liked running 4-out, 1 in, but that's just my preference based on the personnel that I had this year. So 4-out, 1 in, spacing, exaggerate the spacing sometimes, but I run a lot of different sets out of it, and I like a lot of the UCLA sets. And then most recently this year, I stole from Larry Brown with the Iverson cuts, because we had a team that could go ISO. So we put a lot of guys in the ISO. So a lot of people don't know what it is. They don't know what the offense is. The one thing that I've seen this year, because somebody said in the chat, the Lakers can't score when LeBron's not on the floor. If you look at game 2, the Lakers started their run when LeBron went to the bench. The Lakers have had some of their best stretches this year when LeBron has went to the bench. The ball moves. Everybody's playing harder. The defense is a little bit more connected. All right. Those things seem to slow down when LeBron's on the court. And I told my buddy after game 2, it looks like LeBron James is doing something that I call glory chasing. He wants to be, because he wants to be the guy that makes the glorifying play at the end of the game. There were, at the end of the game 2, there were 2 plays that I remember vividly where all he had to do was just kick the ball out. Simple. You won't get a lot of credit for it. The other guy might make the shot, but it's going to win you the game. The Denver makes the basic plays, right? They don't have a guy that's going to dribble the shot clock to 7 seconds, go into the paint, fumble it, throw a time bomb to somebody with 2 seconds on the shot clock, and they got to shoot a fireball with no time left, right? And when I seen him look off D'Lo, and D'Lo was cooking in game 2, 7 threes, and you didn't look them off, how does that work? He cooking. He on a cooker right now. You don't know when you're going to get another 7 threes out of him.
Yeah.
Hit him late game. Let him close the game for you. He got you there. But they ain't willing to do that. Everybody he's glory chasing, and he cost him in that game when he over dribbled multiple times. That turnover late where Reeves couldn't get the ball up because he rolled the half court line. Those are the plays that lost you that game. And more the same tonight in the second half. And I don't know what they do in the offseason because they don't have much flexibility. But just like I told people last year, it's a very good likelihood you come back with this same team with similar makeup.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Very, very high probability. So don't know what they do to fix it, but they better get some vets in that locker room. They better get that Rasheed Wallace on their coaching staff, or Rondo, somebody that can hold guys like Brown accountable, or they're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, Rondo would be ideal for a couple of reasons. Not as a head coach. We don't need another rookie head coach. One, he's great in the film room, which we all know, which is important, especially with young guys. He's great with rookies, which is important. He doesn't take nothing from anybody. He doesn't take nothing. And probably one of the most important things is AD has always been at his best whenever Rondo is just around him, like studying film with him, work with him. He won't be on the court with him, but whenever Rondo has been in AD's presence on a team, AD just is different. And he's very cerebral. He's bright. He's smart. I think he has a chance to be a quality head coach in this league. So why not start, as an assistant, and then be able to maybe end up getting the roll down the road. But he would be someone. I know you said like a Rasheed Wallace. We need someone. It's funny because the guy's known for some for his drama and this and that. But we need almost like an Ime Udoka on that coaching staff.
Yeah, I thought they were going to go after him.
Yeah,
I thought they were going to go after him.
So because that's what you need. You need a guy you need a dog. You need a dog. Yep. And it's not that like I've seen it. Like a lot of people don't realize like that game when LeBron broke the scoring record. There was a major altercation in that locker room at halftime of Ham getting in Westbrook's face because Westbrook was causing some distractions in that game. Leading up to it, there was an issue on the flight home from New Orleans prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of issues leading up to that game. AD was already kind of frustrated with the way the season was going up until the record breaking, right? Darvin was at that point trying to holding people down, getting in people's face and doing some things. And then it kind of all blew up around that time. And he has never really fully gone back to it as a result of that. And that's probably his biggest fault, because if he just stuck to his principles, I think he would have had more respect. Okay, at least I'm going out my way, right? At least I'm getting in these dudes' faces. Sit down, bro. Be quiet. Like Ty Lue told him one time to shut the F up. Remember? Like, if he would have had his shut the F up moment once with Braun, I think he would have had so much more respect. But let me ask you something. How do you tell LeBron to shut the F up when he's the head of your agency and you're the coach?
It is like, it's conflicts of interest everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, and you that's what I said. There's dilemmas all over the place with who can hold him accountable, because I've never seen, and I said this before on my show, I've never seen a year. You can think back in any team where a team didn't live up to expectation. James Harden, Joel Embiid. I have never seen a team where the third, fourth, fifth, and sixth options get more blame than the top two guys. Every single game is there's no accountability. Nobody's calling that on any level, from the media to the coaches to any. I don't see it. I don't see anybody calling out the things that are the most obvious on video. But I don't know. It's wild to me. I don't get it.
Yeah, my thing is a leadership thing. It's so obvious to me. Like
Oh.
I've been blessed enough to have some pretty good seats this season when I went. I've seen the passive aggressiveness in person. I've seen the pouting, the hands on hips, the throwing a hand or turning around and walking up the court when the teammate made a different pass. Like I know great leadership and I know bad leadership. Whether it be business, on the court, whatever it is. And you hit it on the head. You know when something's wrong. You know when something's wrong. People may be able to hide it in press conferences. They may be able to hide it in team photos. Well, Lamar, you know how to look at someone when they think no one's looking, or no one's paying attention to a certain thing, and that's when you really see their truth, right? Now it's hard to assume that no one's looking when you're in an arena. What I'm talking about, camera wise, when it's during a commercial break, or when it's during warm up, something, the lights are a little bit dim, like I pay attention to kind of small things. How players leave the court. Who do they address? Who do they not address? You know, one thing I've noticed every single game this season, Lamont?
What's that? Anthony
Davis puts Darvin Ham on one of the biggest bear hugs you will ever see before every single game. Every single game. And to me, I don't know if I've said this to you before. I may have said it on another show. To me, that's kind of like anti-LeBron, kind of showing up LeBron a little bit. Like, because, you know, he's probably back channeling it, you know? LeBron can't openly campaign for a guy on his payroll to get fired, right? But maybe he is back channeling it, so that's AD's way of showing support. I don't know, right? But he does it before every game. And I've seen it in person and I've seen it on TV. And I've always found that a little bit interesting, because he doesn't have to do that. You know what I mean? But he does. Yeah. I've never seen him do that with any other coach. So just something interesting to me. And like I said, you and I have always kind of been those. I always pride myself on this, and you're very similar. Kind of like the slayer of false narratives. I despise false narratives. I get false narratives are great. Great. I understand why content creators love them. I do. I understand what they drive, and I understand you hit it on the head about how sometimes people just can't break it down to a certain level, so they just got to go that route, right? But I would say this might have been this might be one of the biggest seasons of narratives running wild that I've ever come across. Yeah. It's just really bad this season. It's just really, really like amplified. There's always been false narratives, but this is an all-time high this year, Lamont.
But you know why? You know why? And see, to me, the answer is obvious, because, you know, I do so many debates. The answer is obvious. This might be one of the first years in LeBron's career where you can literally point to his flaws, whether it's leadership or or on the court stuff, and say, this is why the Lakers are losing. You can literally now identify. Before, when he was the best player on a bad team, and this is one of the first times where you can look to LeBron and I'm watching these films, and I can say the defense is breaking down because of LeBron. They can't hold leads because of LeBron. The offense is stagnant because of LeBron. The leadership is broken in the locker room because of LeBron. That's not being a LeBron James hater. That's just this year. That's just what it is. And I think there's a lot of LeBron James fans that are resistant. They're doing as much as they possibly can to resist actually having to come to that realization. Right. So this is why you see the over exaggerated hate for D'Lo and Reeves and Rui and the bench guys, which is something that we've never seen before in NBA history. We've never seen anybody, when the Houston Rockets lost, nobody ran to one of those bench guys on the Houston Rockets and said, you missed all your threes. That's why we lost. When Joel Embiid loses, nobody runs to the bottom feeder guys on that roster. They say, Joel Embiid, you need to be better. So this is LeBron's year to hold that criticism. This is on him. I don't care what the numbers say. Them numbers don't mean nothing. The numbers are not indicative of his impact this year. But you got a lot of fans that they deal in absolutes. They can only see basketball in absolutes. You win, you lose, that means you're good or bad. If you score a lot of points, you don't score points, that means you're good or bad. They don't know how to see the game without an absolute. And that's what it is. And so when you throw those types of casuals into the fray, it just makes it 10 times worse. And that's what you ultimately have going on this year.
Yeah, man. I love talking basketball. People that love basketball, man. Like, you know what I mean? I learn something every time I hear Lamont talk, man, and I love that. I've been around this game most of my life, and I still love being educated about it. You know what I mean? So it's like I tell my chat that all the time, right? So it's yeah, I think you hit it on the head there. I think that makes total sense. You've got and then not only just that, for everything you just spoke. But then you have all the LeBron haters. There's the other side to that, right?
Yeah.
Them pushing even not exactly to your point, but pushing all kinds of other crazy stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then so they got to get a little bit more froggy to try to shut that down. So they get way more aggressive.
Yeah.
And it's just so toxic, man. It's just, it is. That's why I give you a lot of credit for what you do. Because, obviously I watched a lot of your debates. I've never actually taken part in one yet, but I've watched a lot of your debates. And it's amazing. And I'm sure you sit back because I've seen your faces. I've seen your face at times. I've seen you. I can, like I said, I pay attention when people, two dudes are going out and people are just listening to them. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I look at Lamont, man. like it is. There are times where it's like, okay, neither one of these people know what they're talking about, right? Like, okay, what is happening here?
Yeah.
But what really interests me is when you have two people on two totally different ends of the spectrum, and you couldn't tell them any different. Like, they look at the same thing. It's like that dress that was on the internet years ago, and everyone saw it as a different color, right? That's how some people are with basketball.
Yeah.
I have people sometimes I've talked with, and it's like when you listen, you can talk about a situation, and they just completely see it differently, which is it's just how they see it. But it just is intriguing to me. And the Darvin Ham thing just it's interesting, intriguing, tiresome, toxic. It's almost everything in it because everyone's different perspective of it. Now, the majority of the people hate the man. They want him gone and worse. Like that's to the point where people are saying if they see him, it's on site. One, I don't think they realize how big this man is. like I think people need to be careful before they try to put hands on Darvin Ham. But secondly, it's just amazing to me. I can't think, Lamont, of the last time a head coach was this hated. And I think it's just because this Laker team, post Kobe, it was just so bad, right? It was a horrible drought. Even his last couple of years because of injuries was still terrible, even though he was there. We got a great performance in his last game, gave us something to send him off with, right? And then it was just horrible. Then you get LeBron, you miss the playoffs the first year because Bron gets hurt. Then you get AD, you get this whole new level of excitement, man, and you think it's the next Kobe Shaq era. You think this is a three-peat. You think this is a 5-year run of contesting for championships. They win the title in 2020, and you think we're on our way. Then you start the season basically a month after the last one ended. You go in, and every team that went to the conference finals paid the bubble tax, and we're all just torn apart that year physically. Couldn't make it to the conference finals, none of them the next year. And the Lakers, outside of last year where they overachieved, just have not been able to hit that run that everyone's been hoping for.
Yeah.
So this offseason, everyone really thought, myself included, like I thought there were some good moves made at the time. Sometimes you can think great moves are made and then they show up and it just doesn't work, right? Everyone really thought this year, and when it became evident early that it wasn't, and they just had to deal with it all year, there just had to be a reason for some of these people, and they just couldn't look past Darvin Ham for it. And I think that kind of, it's just the tail end of it, because a lot of these same issues we had when Vogel was here, same. And he's now having those same issues in Phoenix, right? So it's not just a Darvin Ham thing, but the consistent thing that was here with Vogel, and even the first year of Braun with Walton, LeBron AD, like it's the same kind of dynamic, and this is the third coach. And so I'm like you. I'm not a Braun basher. I don't at all. I respect his greatness completely. You know what I mean? I was thrilled when he became a Laker. I love what he got, that chip he got us in 2020. I feel if AD doesn't get hurt in 21, we still have a great chance that year. Who knows? You can't say for sure. But I think it's just tremendous disappointment and frustration. And I think it's just boiling over. The Lakers won't pay for a head coach. They could have had Ty Lue. There's the draft, even though the Lakers have had tremendous success finding guys late. A lot of people feel they blew it this year. They could have had Jaime Jaquez Jr., who could have really helped the team. I know everyone's really, really, really huge on Cam Whitmore now, but a lot of teams passed on him. And I think it's just a lot of frustration boiled over Lamont. And I think they just decided to take all that and just dump it on Darvin.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't mind the draft stuff because it's hard. I mean, you know, you got to think Jaime Jaquez, who stayed an extra year in college, he lost a ton of value. Yeah, a lot of teams were down on him. He didn't really finish out his last year at UCLA the best. I kind of get it. So a lot of teams might have missed the boat on that. You know, the Miami Heat are just elite with their whoever they have in those back offices as far as scouting out talent. I don't knock that, but you know, everyone who thought that the Lakers did the best that they could do this offseason with the resources they had. They didn't have much wiggle room. They couldn't not re-sign Reeves. They had to re-sign Reeves. They could not let Rui walk. There was no option to trade him. And then, you know, with D'Lo, you don't want to trade for a key piece that that's the key piece in the Russell Westbrook trade. And then you let him walk for nothing. So you have to re-sign him. You got to retain his rights so you can hopefully get something for him later on. So you have to sign him. Yep. So they did the moves that they had to do. All these people, they're saying the Lakers, that's why people said the Lakers had a great offseason, because they did what they needed to do. Yep. And when you can go out and get a Gabe Vincent, and, you know, and you can kind of add some pieces. Okay, yeah, it didn't look horrible, but nobody predicted the injuries or the lack of chemistry or the lack of leadership, all of the stuff that you couldn't predict happened to this Laker team. And there's really nobody to blame. And that's why I say Laker fans just want to blame somebody.
Yeah.
Sometimes for some of the reasons why this team didn't live up to expectations, you can't blame anybody. It just happens. That's just part of basketball. And the good teams know how to ignore the noise and continue business as usual. And they don't let fans dictate their decisions. They make the best basketball decisions, similar to the Minnesota Timberwolves. If they would have listened to fans, they're trading everybody. Rudy Gobert, Karl-Anthony Towns, they're trading everybody. But they stuck to their guns, and look where they're at now. And there's a lot of teams in that same situation where you just stick to your guns. You can actually get somewhere.
Dallas,
but you're not going to win it every year.
Man, Dallas, you know, when they got Kyrie, they're like, is this going to work? You know, it didn't work last year. I mean, there were, again, I'm trying to find something to disagree on, you know, but I don't. But my thing is, the Lakers this offseason did it. You hit, that's 100% true. And I've talked about this multiple times. They did everything they could have done. Getting Gabe at that mid-level after missing out on Bruce Brown, who they had, that was pretty much done until Indy got froggy. Got a little and dumped Duarte over there to Sacramento to free up that space. I told people when it happened then, and they finally started believing me around the trade deadline.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to be a Laker. He told the Lakers that if something opened up, he'd let them know. but he's never really got paid yet. So if he was going to get north of 15, 16, he would have to take it, right? He was honest with him.
Yeah.
Indian came up, offered right about 15, and he's like, I'm not about to pass up 13 from the Lakers for 15 from Indy. That makes no sense, right? I need north of 20 or more, and I'll do it. They make the trade. That worked both sides because Indy never signed Bruce Brown to keep him. They've been in talks for Siakam for a year. They needed the money, so they didn't have to move one of their main guys.
Yeah.
So they needed money to work. I told people this when it happened. So they signed Bruce Brown to that bloated deal on a team option for the second year, just to be able to use him in a trade and get something for him. And so the Lakers knew that, and the Lakers were trying to get Bruce Brown ever since he signed with them because they knew that was going to be the case. And it just didn't work out. Like I said that in multiple streams early because I had been told, like I'd already knew. The Clippers thought the Lakers had him. Everyone thought it was done. And then Indy came in with that and got it done because the Lakers were talking with Bruce Brown and Schroeder. So Bruce Brown won, Schroeder too, and Gabe they started talking to. But then Bruce Brown fell apart and went on and went with Indy. Dennis was already far along with Toronto. They weren't going to back out of that. So they got him with Gabe. Miami came late trying to get Gabe back, but he was already too far along with the Lakers. Pat Riley flew all the way out to LA to meet with Gabe. People are saying, don't ever sign someone who Pat Riley gives up on. No. Pat Riley tried to keep Gabe Vincent. He flew out here. The Lakers got him because it was already further down the line. And they called him first and they worked it up. And the agent is going to back out on that at that point because it's not like he could offer more money, right? So they did it. And that's where they ended up with. But the problem is they went through most of the season without the guys that were the major change to this roster. So you make the signing of Gabe, who needed shooting in his POA ability. He's gone the whole season. Vando, who put all that work in the offseason to enough where they saw enough to extend him, gets injured early in the season, misses most of the beginning of the season. Comes back, starts turning a corner, starts getting about 10 and 8 a game, along with his elite defense, then gets hurt that day in Boston, where he may have just had his best game half as a Laker when he got hurt.
Yeah, against Boston.
And then Christian Wood, who, granted, as a minimum, it was a big deal to them to get him at that minimum. So you Gabe gone the whole season, mostly. Vando's been out most of the season. And Christian Wood was ineffective and out the whole end of the season. So they're three biggest chips. Now, granted, you could say Taurean Prince, who Laker fans mostly hate, but he's been solid. The problem is you can't play him 35 minutes a game. That's not his role. But what I'm saying is people forget the Vandos, the Taurean Princes, these guys who are the Cam Reddishes, the Max, the guys that most of the Laker fans hate. These guys are the reasons why we went 3-1 against the Clippers, why we went 3-2 against Phoenix, why we went 3-1 against OKC. These are the teams we were constantly getting killed every year because we had no wings. We had no wings to guard them. So everyone is hung up on that second big when that's really designed to beat one team. But what good is it having that big to beat the one team if you can't beat those other teams to get there? Because you have no wings, right? So I felt by getting Taurean Prince, getting Cam Reddish at the minimum, signing Christian Wood at the minimum, getting Gabe at the mid-level, re-signing Austin Reeves, re-signing D'Lo to a very favorable tradable contract if need be, signing Rui to a very favorable contract. And there's also a false narrative about that thing with Austin Reeves. Another false narrative. People are acting like no one came after Austin Reeves or offered money. No, that's not what happened. San Antonio came hard after him and had offers. The problem was they talked to him and wanted his full-fledged heart to be involved in it. Like, are you doing it? He decided at the end that he wanted to return to the Lakers and wasn't going to sign an offer sheet.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. But people to say like no one came after Reeves, like no one even offered him. That's not true. That's nowhere near true. He even talked about that on a podcast. He had extensive talks with San Antonio and even thought about going there because the prospect of playing with Wemby was something he had to consider. And he did consider it. But in the end, he chose to not even take the offer sheet because Lamont, like you know this too, hardly any teams even do an offer sheet because it's just a waste of time most of the time.
It's a waste of time.
You lock yourself out of being able to do anything in a short window already. By the time that clears up, everyone's already spent their money. The players are mostly gone, right? Secondly, the odds are if it's a good player, that the team is going to match it and then move him later. Why let him go for nothing? So the whole thing about this offer sheet, it really is like it's something that scares teams away. It really, really is. And so the fact that people try to say like no one offered Austin Reeves money, that's just totally false. Totally false. And that's what I'm saying. So I felt like they did everything they could have done I would have loved that they could have got Bruce Brown because that's another dog that they needed. But had we had Gabe all season, I really do feel he would have been impactful. It's just he was hurt all year, and then Vandal being hurt all year. So again, all those guys that were the key to the offseason, including training for Vandal last year, which is kind of an extended offseason, we just lost them all.
Yep. Hey, man, there's so much, but people say those things like everything that you said about like players like Reeves, because it paints him in a better light. Like the fact that other teams actually wanted him because he has value. People are trying to put him into a light as if he's just some castaway. The Lakers have a ton of guys on this team that I call momentum players. They need the energy of the basketball to get into the flow of the game. The reality of this Laker team is that they got momentum killers, which means they're going to dribble the air out the ball or dominate the lion's share of the possession. And so this is why you see the hot and cold from D'Lo, Rui, and Reeves, because your three others need ball movement and momentum to get going. But when Bron wants to go into these modes where he wants to win the game on his own, he's the momentum killer and nobody else can get going. This is why they can get going in the first half, but they can't get going in the second half and they struggle. But this is why they look like a night and day team when Bron set out and they could beat the Bucks and the Celtics. But when Bron played and AD set, they struggled. They couldn't even beat the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
I was when is somebody going to talk up? Like, that's just the reality of what's going on here. But I mean, not a knock on LeBron, but at this stage in his career, the impact that he used to have, it no longer exists.
No, it doesn't. And it's really hard to give that man $50 million a year at a multi-year deal, because that's just basically saying we're not winning. We're not going to win. Now, if you get him at 20, 25, okay. Like, I mean, if they're insistent on bringing it back, right? Then, and he's insistent on staying, which seems to be lining up, then it's like, okay, at least then you can then take that savings, which may not help you with a player, but it'll help you with tax, which means you can spend more on a coach. Maybe you can go pay to get a coach out of it. Go get a coach that's already on a roster. I mean, on a team, and get him to come to you. We've seen that before, right? Maybe you go get some. You have the money now because LeBron is saving you $25 million over each year for 2 years. That's $50 million. Go get yourself a head coach. Go get you a culture changer. And
I don't think it's a head coach though. Like, for me, knowing how teams operate, I think if they just go get some elite assistants.
Well, that too, yeah. I'm saying Darvin's got. I think what I'm saying is I don't think they can sell Laker Nation on another rookie head coach, and I don't think they can sell Laker Nation on another $4 million head coach.
But that's the problem, though. The Laker organization is gonna have to tune out Laker fans. Well, who cares what the Laker fans want? It's time to start just winning games, because as we've seen, Laker fans are gonna flip as soon as they start winning games. Yeah. So just go do what you need to do to go start winning games. The fans will flip. They don't really care about coaching. They pretend like they care about coaching when the Lakers are losing. But as long as the Lakers are winning, they don't care who the head coach is. Just got to get it done. And I think it starts by, okay, if they're going to be smart this offseason, they need to shore up their assistants. If you can convince some high-level guys to help be the quarterback or the game manager for the offensive plan or the defensive plan, you allow Darvin Ham to excel in player management. I mean, but you got to start delegating the task. It's not all on Darvin, but you just got to get some people that are elite at their jobs in there, and you got to get a voice at a locker room that they don't have. So I don't think a new head coach is going to make any significant change unless he brings in an elite staff.
We needed that was the top of my list last offseason, was to get him an elite staff. And it
had to. I thought the Portland Trailblazers assistant was perfect. Oh, I mean, not the Portland Trailblazers assistant, but the Portland Trailblazers former head coach.
Oh, Terry Stotts?
Yeah, Terry Stotts.
But didn't he go to Milwaukee and then he kind of left right before the
Then he
season?
left.
Yeah.
But you got to go after those guys. Like, the Nate McMillan who can quarterback your defense. He's sitting at home right now. He's one of the most hard-nosed coaches. He could be the voice of your locker room. Yeah, the players hate him, but he's gonna dictate the tempo of that locker room. And he's gonna make sure your defense is elite. But if you ain't really going out there trying to get elite assistants, then a coach is only as good as his staff. I don't care who you get. Phil Jackson ain't Phil Jackson without Tex Winters.
Hamlin and all those guys.
Yeah. Popovich ain't
Clemens.
Popovich without all them great assistants he's had over the years.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. They just haven't been able to. They don't spend big on head coaches, and they really don't invest in the staff either. And that's you pay for that. You pay for that, and then they're paying for it now.
Yep.
So pretty much is what it is there, and it's another season down the drain, sir.
Hey, I love it because it's just for me. I like watching the ebbs and flows of the game and just, obviously I know people want to have their predictions and who's right and who's wrong, but I just like seeing how things play out and what becomes of it. It's always fun when LeBron James can play deep into the postseason because it's just extremely entertaining, but just don't look like it's going to be one of them years this year.
No, it doesn't, man. And I'm with you. That's why I keep telling people, embrace it all. The good, the bad, the ugly. It's still the game we love. Still the game we love. You don't got to throw fits if your take was wrong. I don't care if I'm ever wrong. You know what I mean? I don't have to be right, and I don't care if I'm ever wrong.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who have to be right and get livid when they're wrong, and they just die on those hills, right? And it just makes it even kind of more entertaining and toxic at the same time. But but
I agree.
But I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it, and I know you are too. And definitely appreciate you. There's a bunch of channels popping off right now, so I definitely appreciate you.
All right, let me get up out of here. I know you got the show to run. I'm gonna be listening though.
All right, appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
All right, man. Yep.
All right, have a good one. All right, so that was the great Lamont there from FYF Sports Debate, man, and always a pleasure to have. Like I said, great basketball minds on here, different change of pace, and give you guys a little something different, different perspective. Someone who spends a lot of time in the game professionally. And kind of hear the same takes, and things so you guys can hear. I'm not just talking to talk. Though when I do reference Lamont, it's not just referencing someone that I don't know what I'm talking about. Like it's important to, hear other voices on the topic. And like I said, like you guys have heard me say all season, while I don't blame everything on Darvin Ham, I do believe that he's probably gonna have to go because of the level of toxic that's out there, right? And so it is a tough way to end the season for sure. Who's this dude in this? Where are my moderators at? What's going on here in the chat? What is this guy talking about? I can just let him talk to himself there for a bit there. But yeah, that was enjoyable, man. I appreciate Lamont coming on, man. I appreciate you guys' your chats and everything. Let me try to see which ones that I miss here. One more game of the season. Yeah, Bloodhound. They just look last lost. Okay, I think I touched on all these. Okay, let's see. Joe says, but this coach sucks. When the Lakers won in 2020, they had a great coaching staff. They did. They sure did. The Mark Jackson stuff is so crazy. Oh my God. This pops its head like every year. I'm gonna have to do that video. I don't want to. I'm gonna have to. Okay. The agreement was Darvin could pick his own staff. He chose less experienced coaches that wouldn't be a threat to him losing his job. Yeah, Tony, I get that. Like something like Mark Jackson did, right? He wouldn't take Mike Malone. That's crazy. Oh man. 1, 2, 3 Cancun. It's coming, big baby. It's coming, man. Soft twig. This guy's I think this guy just has Tourette's. What do you guys think? What's going on here? Long off season with a wholesale change. Yeah. I don't know what this guy is doing. YouTube got some interesting people, bro. I'm on this way. Let's upload the show. I'm tripping on this. Yeah, I agree with you, like Dodge, and it's okay if you don't like him. Like I said, I'm not here to politic for Darvin Ham. Kind of like what Lamont said. You know, he's not perfect. It sucks. He's probably gonna have to lose his job over this stuff. But you know, it just kind of is what it is at this point. It's run its course. And they have no choice. They really should get rid of him because, like I said, the level of toxic that's coming from this is just never going to stop. It's never going to end. And you know, like the people's ability to actually break down the game. You know. What's up, Quality Kev? Yeah, I don't know what's going on over here. What is going on here? I have no moderators on duty right now. Where is Search? Search has put me in the G League, man. So I saw it when I was here earlier. I was like, what is going on here, bro? What is going on here? What is going on here? I am moderatorless. So it's kind of entertaining though. It's kind of entertaining. I have no idea what's going on here in this chat right now. I had one the other day that was pretty entertaining too. And then I had someone like threatening my life over a take I had. I was like, okay, this is getting pretty interesting. Like I said, you can't have takes on these platforms without some people truly losing their minds, man. Like they really, really lose their minds here. Some of it's funny, some of it actually, like, yeah, you got to pray for them because it is an absolute hot mess what happens here with some of them. But yeah, man, on that note, I went a little longer than I intended to on this stream. Been going at this, man. I worked the 10, worked 10-hour shift, get home, did a 2-hour show, did the game on playback. Now came back here for almost another 2-hour show. I'm beat. I'm tired. I'm out of here. I try to give you all as much content as I could, even during a tough stretch. This is wild. Even during this stretch where it's frustrating, Lakers took that L tonight. So definitely appreciate y'all sticking it through with me. Definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, y'all can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. Drop a like on the way out if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And do me a favor, y'all. Make sure to check the description. Hit that link for my playback. Playback.tv/Empire. Jeff TV. Join the room over there on playback. I'm 3 members away from finally getting monetized. I'm at 97. I got to get to 100 to get monetized on playback. So I'd appreciate it, man. I'm only 3 away. Appreciate to all y'all who did it today. I think we got 15 new members on playback today. That's like getting 150 subs on YouTube in a day. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your night. Sucks that the Lakers lost. Dodgers won, though. They won 4 in a row. They're turning the corner. Got some new Dodgers coverage coming soon. Got a new segment coming to the show that I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy. Kind of teased it earlier. I'll announce it this weekend. But thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a great rest of your night. You know what I mean? It is what it is. We'll get through this offseason together. And go Dodgers. And catch you guys on the next one. Peace. Have a good one.